Hello everyone, welcome to the video. Gonna have a chill discussion on the Gundam Card Game with some janky graphics for y'all. This video mostly comes from card game theory, in terms of there's always some magic number you want to hit. Whether it's using cards to boost your attack, or make it where you don't take the attack through shield systems, or basically having your power level go above theirs, whichever game you're playing. You always have the goal, if I need to hit this number, to either defend or get my damage through. And in this game, there's 3 different breakpoints. You have 3 AP, 4 AP, 5 AP. For the 3 and 4 AP units, we're mostly going to be talking about the unit by itself, so not paired with a pilot. If we're talking about our 5 AP units, for the most part, we're going to be talking about paired units, because the only unit we know of right now that's 5 AP without a pair is Sananju. So let's get into this. We've got our 3 AP units, and the first reason you'd want to use a 3 AP unit is they can break the EX base that both players start with at the beginning of the game. Get that early pressure in, play your 3 AP unit either turn 1 going second if it's a Zaku 2, or turn 2 going first or second if it's a like Machinek or a Strike Dagger. And the next reason you would want to use a 3 AP unit is it can 1-for-1 trade with a fair amount of units. Specifically, it lets you trade with other early units. This is super relevant because even if you're a control player, if you're just draw going and your opponent's playing out their little guys and they just keep pressuring you, you don't have your first play till turn 4, guess what? You're already gonna be way behind. You're not gonna stabilize in time. They're gonna kill you turn 5 probably, if not turn 4. So you need to have early response interaction with your opponent, and having these low curve 3 AP units lets you interact with the board. So think of it like cheap removal spells, even though they're units. And then there are some advantageous trades you can make with your 3 AP units into some aggressive link pairs. Char Zaku and Char, Amuro, Rei, and the G Fighter both have 3 HP while they're linked. And even they're very aggressive, they can definitely do a lot of damage to you. So if you can basically counter them with a 1-for-1, 1-for-2 trade, then that can help you out a lot in this game. And finally, as you get to mid to late game, these little guys still have a use. You're gonna have mostly 2 AP pilots. For the most part, there are some pilots you might use for links, but even generically, you're gonna aim to pair 2 AP pilots in the current meta. And pairing that with your 3 AP units will give you 5 AP to get rid of the 5 HP bases that are gonna be running around. But all that said, there are definitely some issues with 3 AP units though. And the first issue is they run into a big wall called the 4 HP blockers. So essentially, as long as this blocker's up, you're gonna make bad trades into them. You're either gonna get 1-for-2'd, or you're going to just have your guys stand up sitting there doing nothing. Yeah, there's discussion of you can gun tank them after you swing. That's like the only interaction you really have there though. So you kind of get walled out by the 4 HP blockers. And finally, the Wu-Fei plus a breach unit, both Rick Dom and Shenlong, can be played early, and they can basically counter swing into your AP units. They'll take no damage, get that easy hit and the breach. So you can get punished pretty easily by that combination. Now we'll go to our 4 AP units. And the first benefit is basically every unit that's not paired other than Wing Gundam has 4 less HP. So it's a consistent trade. Whenever you swing, you're going to trade with a unit 1-for-1 if they're not paired. And in some cases, even if they're paired. So it lets you basically control, am I going for damage? Am I cleaning up the board? They're very versatile with that aspect. And the next benefit is even if your opponent has that 4 HP blocker, guess what? You're swinging in. You don't have to worry about them being 4 HP. They're either going to trade 1 for 1, or you're going to hit their shield area and you're going to start pushing damage. So it's a win-win. And finally, you have your Wu Fei along with Shenlong or your Rick Dom again. They're both going to have 4 HP. They will get 2 for 1 traded into your 4 AP unit if they swing into them. They'll still get the breach, but they won't get the protection because you're above the 3 AP limit that Wu Fei protects against. Now we're on to our 5 AP units. So obviously the biggest thing, they can kill the bases. That's the reason you were going to 5 AP in the first place. If there was no 5 HP bases, we wouldn't even care about this number. And then, if your opponent puts a unit paired with their blocker, for the most part it's going to be 5 HP. You can now 2 for 2 trade with those blockers. They either accept a hit to their base / shield area, or they're going to make that trade. Now the floodgates are open for guys to come through since their blocker's gone. And similar to that, basically most units are going to have 5 HP or less, not just blockers. So you can do trades into other units. If your opponent is in a position where they're just really getting a lot of damage in and you need to start getting rid of the board, you can start doing your 2 for 2 trades to basically come back, or at least mitigate the damage. And then we run into the issue of 5 AP units though. And that main issue is your pairing. So since you're pairing, you're always going to get 2 for something traded, whether it's 2 for 2 or 2 for 1 traded with your 5 AP unit. So with this game, your hand size is so small that you're gonna, as you keep pairing, you're gonna run out of a hand. So you do definitely need to think about how you're trading. And once again, that's why we come back to our 3 and 4 AP units. They're supposed to get you those good trades, those favorable trades, so that you can waste a little bit on your 5 AP to get your goal. That's basically our discussion. Hopefully it was chill enough, wasn't too long for anyone. I'll probably put a link in the comment to the Gundam Discord that Esper and those other guys are in. They're all cool, they all talk about the game, everyone enjoys it. Maybe have some sweaty matches on tabletop and on webcam, so if y'all want to check it out, be my guests. I'll see y'all later, have fun, bye.